everybody. Welcome to This Gal Cooks. It's your girl Sheila, and I got some awesome food coming our way today. So I already got my chicken over there in the crock pot sitting waiting for me to add my special honey bourbon seasoning to it. So we're going to have honey bourbon chicken today. I have a pot of water and butter going for some cheddar broccoli rice. And then I'm also going to take you on an adventure with my asparagus that are going to be wrapped in bacon, because you know bacon makes everything oh so good. And it's going to have a little special seasoning there for you. So I can't wait to see you guys on the other side. Alright, so guys, so now we're going to go ahead and just get started with that honey bourbon chicken. For my honey bourbon chicken, the special seasoning that you need for that comes in a sauce, packet, a dry mix packet that I can send to you. We'll post the links to how to get that in the YouTube video once you get it. But you're going to put those ingredients. It consists of things like honey, dried honey, onions, and a whole bunch of different spices to make this honey bourbon chicken work. Now what you're going to do once you receive that packet, you're going to add that to a bowl like you see here. You're going to add a half a cup of water and a half a cup of ketchup, because the actual seasoning that's coming from this is actually in that bourbon packet that you can receive from me. And like I said, it makes it oh so yummy. But our end goal with this is to get all of this mixed up well together, and we're going to add it to the chicken that's already in the crock pot. You stir it up, and sometimes when you get the spice pack that will come to you, which is our dry mix, and there's my oven getting ready for my asparagus, you're going to add the spice mix is going to come in. Sometimes it's going to be packed kind of firm because it just happens to be that way in packing. But once you add your water and your ketchup, I'm going to show you what it looks like. And you can see some of the onion seasoning and spices in here. I wish you could smell it. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Alright, so I have that all mixed up, and you should see a liquid consistency. It's kind of brown. You see how it looks? It looks so good. And what we're going to do with this, we're just going to pour it directly over the chicken that's in the crock pot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so you see the chicken, and I didn't use big chicken breasts because I don't really like a bunch of big meats. So I have them cut up into like chicken tenderloin pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add that mix that I just mixed up with my special seasoning and spices, and I'm going to pour directly over the chicken that's there. And you want to have your crock pot, if you're going to be gone, it's really good to set this for 8 hours. So if you have to work and you work in like corporate America and you're gone all day, you can set your crock pot on low, which will allow you to get to work, back from work, and back home, and have your dinner ready when you get home. But because I am not at work today, I'm going to cook this on high, which will allow this to be done in 3 to 4 hours. Alright, so the next thing we're going to cook is going to be, I'm going to show you how to do my asparagus. Alright, so let's get on to this asparagus. So as you can see, I just have, just a regular bundle of asparagus. I think these are just organic. It doesn't matter. I don't know if all asparagus are marked organic in your grocery store, but I just grab what I see on sale most of the time. The key with asparagus is that if they're really big stalks, they're going to take a long time to cook. So what I look for when I pick my asparagus is kind of like a medium size, because I don't want them to take all day to cook if I'm just sitting here waiting on dinner and smelling all of that good food cooking. I know that's a little bit greedy, but and then when you have the family, they're rushing you. When is it done? When is it going to be done? It's like that movie with Ice Cube. Are we there yet? That's how it is with this food. Is it done yet? What you want to do with asparagus, the white pieces at the bottom of your asparagus, the stalk pieces, you want to cut them off. So I'm going to cut them off. And so you can grab about 4 or 5 at a time, cut them off. If you picked up a produce bag, when you purchased them, just throw your trash in that produce bag. I believe in cleaning as you go. And when I tend to cut my asparagus, I don't know if you have to do it that way, but my mind has been trained to cut the asparagus like you do a rose. So the stem of a rose, I cut them at an angle. Again, I am not sure if it matters when it comes to asparagus, but I just think when I cut vegetables, I think of a rose stem. It's kind of funny. If you are looking at this video and you find reason that I may have picked that up, or if you find reason that someone said you should cut it like that, be sure to comment and let me know, because I honestly just tend to do it. Anything that has a stem, I cut at an angle. And you know you do that with roses because you don't want them to die quick, right? That's something that I've heard as well. Now, I'm not a plant specialist or a florist, but that's what I've always been told, cut them at an angle. All right, so we got our asparagus cut up, and I'm going to do this last little bit, but what we're going to do with this is we're going to actually wrap these with bacon, and then we're going to pour a sauce over them, a nice sauce that consists of low sodium soy sauce. That's your preference if you want low sodium or not. I choose to have low sodium. Gotta, pick up your health when you can. So I choose low sodium because I don't need my blood pressure jumping up, and you don't either. So I recommend, I'm going to say Sheila recommends that. So I have these asparagus all cut up. And so the next step is going to show you how to wrap them. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our bacon prepared for wrapping our asparagus. You don't need much bacon, because what you're going to do is you're going to take about 4 or 5 of those stalks of asparagus, and you're going to wrap them in 1 or 2 slices of bacon. So I have leftover bacon from our breakfast this morning, and bacon stretches. So I'm actually going to cut it in half. And I might get lucky and have me some bacon slices in the morning. Save when you can. Meat don't come cheap no more. So as you see, I just cut up the bacon. And they're just going to be thin slices. And I'm going to grab 4 or 5 pieces of the asparagus. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take 5 because they're kind of thin. So you just want to base it on how thick or thin these are. So I'm just going to take, I hope you guys can see, a piece of bacon, and I'm going to put it over top the 4 or 5 stems, and I'm going to try to keep them kind of spaced out a little bit, and I'm going to put my finger on the bottom of the bacon that's wrapped a little bit so it stays in place, and then I'm just going to move up the asparagus while I'm wrapping. And you can leave the space. You don't have to wrap tight, because if you wrap tight, then you're going to need more bacon. So you just basically want the flavor to pour over onto the asparagus. So I hope you guys can see that. That's what it looks like. And we're just going to put this over into a baking dish or pan. Now I'm going to use 2 today. 2 small dishes. You don't need much. And then we'll just do that. We'll show you another bulk. These are kind of small, so I'm going to go ahead and add, this is going to be 6 stalks. Again, the process is just to hold your asparagus, grip the bacon around it, and just wrap. If you need to lay it down while you're wrapping, you can. Nothing has to be perfect. You see some of these chefs and you're like, oh, they do it so perfect. I am not a chef at all. I am a home cook, and I do just, I just keep it real. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be wrapped perfectly. You just want it to have your whole bundle wrapped. All right, the next thing that we're going to be showing you is, after I get the rest of these wrapped, we're going to show you how to make the sauce. So now it's time going to go ahead and drench these asparagus in the special seasoning. And it's really not that special, to be honest. I just picked and took away from different chefs that are online today their recipe. I actually found one from like a southern cook, and I was like, oh, let me try that. Let me drench mine in this. So what it consists of, I actually put just a little bit of water, and y'all excuse my measuring cup. It is well used, as you can see, by your home chef, Sheila. Keep it real, Bill. Okay? So, it's not much water in here. It's less than a fourth cup. It's just to give me a coating for my asparagus. Again, I use low sodium soy sauce. I do not use any fancy name. You don't need to see the name of where it came from. However, usually you can tell the difference between low and regular soy sauce by the color of the bottle labels. Low sodium is typically green. The regular one is either like reddish or reddish orange. So that's how you can discern between if you're using low sodium or not. Again, Sheila recommends low sodium. Protect your heart, protect your body. And I don't really measure this when I do it, but I'll add maybe about a tablespoon or so, depending on how much asparagus you have. So remember, soy sauce is salty, so you want to be cognizant of that. I'm going to add some crushed garlic. If I had garlic powder, I would be using that. But I actually ran out, you know. I just got to keep it real. I ran out of garlic powder. How do you run out of garlic powder? I guess because I use it like every day. So you're just going to put a couple scoops of that in there. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy. Just some minced garlic. And I'm going to go ahead and pour some of the juice that's left in here as well. And again, I don't measure when it comes to this sauce. But if you like a lot of garlic and you want them garlicky, make it garlicky. If you don't, then cut down on it. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, just regular black pepper. Again, nothing fancy. If you have a pepper with a crusher on it, you're welcome to use that pepper crusher. We're going to go ahead and add some brown sugar because, you know, we're putting that salty flavor in here, but we don't want it fully salty. We're going to make it sweet. So you don't need but a couple of tablespoons of that as well because you want to balance it out. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit, and then you can taste it. If you want it more sweet, you can make it more sweet. If you want it more savory, you can make it more savory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drench the asparagus now in olive oil. Not drench, but drizzle. Said the wrong word. So you want to give it a light drizzle. It doesn't stick to the pan, and it helps the other ingredients stick. Okay, so that's what you want. But when it's done, it is so good. So you want to go ahead and mix up the sauce. And we may actually have to do 2 of these because I got 2 pans today. You mix it up. I do not add salt to this when I do it. I do not add salt because it's already salty from the bacon and the soy sauce. Again, nothing has to be perfect. It's okay to do trial and error when you are cooking. And you're just going to pour it over. And then here's the key. Just pour a little bit. What's going to happen is you're going to do this again about midway in the cooking process or close to the end of the cooking process. You're going to redo this mix. Okay, so usually I double it up, but it's okay. I'm just going to remake some. You pour it over, and then you're going to come back and repeat. These beautiful asparagus are about to go in the oven. So when I flip these over, that's when I'll add some more sauce. The same process. Low sodium soy sauce, a little brown sugar, some garlic, and a little bit of water. All right.